I wanted to hop on real quick and talk about something that I feel has been placed on me to discuss with the hopes of this helping one of you. And that is the fact that the only way you are going to be able to change and fix your life is through discipline. You see, when I was younger, I found myself constantly depressed, constantly anxious, and upset. And I thought it was just because there was something wrong with me. I thought it was because I had some sort of illness or something wrong with me that just wouldn't be fixed. And the more time went by with this, I found myself always playing the victim. You know, nothing was my fault and nothing was my responsibility. And the second that started to change, little by little, things started getting better. The less and less I found myself playing the victim, and the more and more I found myself taking initiative, in control, the better my life got. You see, when I was depressed and anxious, I had no discipline, no foundation, no grounding. Whatever felt good in the moment, I would do. And as a result, I would fall into vice after vice after vice of whatever felt good in the moment. There was no consequence. There was no thought or consideration for the future. And then I wondered why I felt the way I felt. You see, the reason I bring this up is because if you can find yourself a foundation of discipline, your whole life can change in every single way. Now, I define discipline is both the ability to and the action of delaying a short-term sense of gratification for something that's going to make you feel good right now for a long-term outcome that is going to benefit you and help you. This might look like cutting out junk food. This might look like going to the gym and working out. This might look like saving your money instead of spending it. There's a million ways this could look. The point is the same. The more you can implement discipline into your life, the better your life will get. You see, the hard part about discipline is when you start doing it, your body and your mind is going to scream at you to do the opposite. When you start cutting out bad foods, your body is going to scream at you to eat what feels good because it feels good, it's comfortable. But then you just get trapped in this never-ending cycle of feeling like shit. But when you can push through, when you can delay that gratification, over time you slowly start to see the changes. It gets better and better and better. And then once you are unbound from these chains that have been impressed upon you, you look back and you wonder, how did I ever allow myself to feel like that? Because now I feel so damn good. This might look like the same thing with your finances, from being broke to having financial freedom. This might look like alcohol use, drug use, pornography use. There's so many different ways. But the second you start to cut it out, it's gonna be uncomfortable and it's gonna suck. But it is in that time, once you can endure, you will start to see the changes on the other side. But you gotta push through. You see, a couple other things happen too once you start implementing this discipline. The first thing is you start building confidence. You prove to yourself again and again and again that you are the person you say you are, but you also prove to yourself that you're stronger than you thought you were. You see, a big part of discipline is being able to endure that discomfort. And the more and more you put yourself up against that flame and expose yourself to it, the more resistant and resilient you become. And the strength that comes with that, the confidence, the competence, and the self-belief you develop will completely change your life. And this will carry over into every other aspect of your life. It is like this bucket that overflows, but then it pours into other buckets that are your life. And once this happens, I'm telling you, everything will change. You will attract more. You will feel like more. You will become more. And it will feel like life is just starting to begin for the first time again. Now, for me personally, there's been a couple of things that I have been using to build discipline from day one. And one of the first ones is giving yourself what I like to call an anchor. Now, the way I define an anchor is something that is uncomfortable, that you don't want to do, but you do it every single day, that keeps you grounded and productive. That way, no matter how bad things get, no matter how bad your day was, no matter how pathetic you might have felt, and no matter how little you did, By having this one anchor, you keep yourself with a small little foothold in this progress you made. I'm not where I was yesterday, I'm here and I will not fall back. And the further you get into this, you set more and more and more and more anchors. An anchor for me is simply making my bed every morning. An anchor for me is taking a cold shower every single day. There are a million different ways you can go about this, but find one thing that is uncomfortable that you don't want to do and do it anyway because it will make you better. Over time, once you get a little bit better at this and it becomes more part of your routine, start implementing new ones. Find new things, find new ways to challenge yourself, to make yourself uncomfortable. Discomfort is quite literally just your mind's way of saying, we don't recognize this. This is unfamiliar, so we don't like this. Which means that something can be the best thing in the world for you, but it's not going to feel good at first because it's new. That stimulus you're feeling is just your mind saying, we don't know what this is, so get rid of it. But when you can endure, you can push past that discomfort, I'm telling you, so many doors will open up. Because that is where you're gonna find freedom. I hope this was able to help somebody out there. If any part of this resonated with you, all I ask is that you try. Try to start with something small. Implement something little and go from there. But you can do this. You are supposed to have the life you want. So, that's all. See you next time.